Yo, what's up boys? Today we're going to cover the current state of speed druids in the pre-patch of Shadowlands. The Supreme Rulers, aka Blizzard, aka the Fun Police, swooped in.
Why aren't more people encouraging, like me?
And disabled the Legion legendaries, catching us all sort of with our pants down a bit. So what can we do? What are their best options? Today we're going to cover that in this video. First, let's look at the main methods and break them down. Those being enchants, jewel crafting, cooking, and gear. Now, my Feral Druid's baseline movement speed is 115 outside of cat form and goes to 145 inside of cat form. That's still much better than most classes, but we can definitely do better and enhance that a bit. Now, there are three major enchants that I want to focus on. That's for your cloak, your boots, and your weapon. Now, starting with your cloak, there are a collection of drainer enchants called Gift of, and they have crit, haste, versatility, mastery, the full spectrum of stats, and they give 2% increased movement speed, and you can place that on your cloak. So you can go ahead and pick one of those up pretty easily from the auction house or any enchanter. They're a highly accessible enchant. The next enchant I'm going to highlight is for your boots, and this is by far the most important enchant you can get. It's a 10% passive movement speed increase enchant, and it comes in two varieties, Minor Speed and Earthen Vitality. Earthen Vitality gives you a little extra stamina as well as the 10% movement speed, but I'm not sure if you really need stamina, but go ahead if you want to. This is great, and it also does stack with the cloak enchant, even though the tooltip says otherwise. I have tested it, it does work. The last enchant I want to focus on is Windwalking. This is a kata on proc 10% movement speed enchant for your weapon. So with this, you can have 12% passive from your cloak and boots, and then 10% on proc, giving you 22% increased movement speed in total from your enchanting.
Pretty good.
Now, the tricky thing about these enchants is they require level 50 or below items. So my recommendations are either go out and find the best appropriate gear to put those enchants on, or my recommended solution, and that is for the cloak and the weapon, go ahead and make yourself an heirloom weapon or cloak, give that to a low level alt, pass them the enchants and have them apply the enchants and then send it back to your farmer. So what this will do is allow you to have access to the enchanted items as well as have a higher item level. So for example, in my druid, they go up to item level 58 and they still have the enchants active on the weapon and the cloak. The next method is very simple, really straightforward. We'll just breeze through this, but it's through gemming, and it's a straightforward method of just getting these two different gems, these straddling gems that come from BFA JC, and it's super cheap. You can access them on the auction house for probably $75 total, gold total I should say. One's worth 5%, the other's worth 3%. They both stack. I confirmed this on my druid, and they work great. Find yourself two sockets and throw them in there. Next, for gear, I would highly recommend you go out and farm for a BFA Azerite trait called Longstrider. Now what this does, it gives you a passive movement speed based on your highest secondary stat. For my example, I'm stacking crit because I just happen to have a lot of crit at the time, and I pushed forward with getting more crit, and this gives you about a 5 to 6% passive movement speed per piece of gear, and it does stack with other pieces of gear. Now I do have a vampiric speed piece that I'm trying to replace. It says it gives you speed on kill. I have not experienced that and cannot confirm that it works appropriately, so I would not recommend it at this time. Lastly, I would recommend you grab a Hunger of the Pack if you're farming mobs that are within 5 levels of your current level. This is a Legion heroic drop, or dungeon drop I should say. It gives you 30% speed for 10 whole seconds after a kill. It's completely incredible and amazing if you get the opportunity to use it, so go out and farm that. Now, the last piece we can bring it home on is consumables. Bear Tartar still works, and I get about 8 to 9% boost on kill when I'm using Bear Tartar. So go out, eat it, continue farming with Bear Tartar for the time being. Now to bring this home, we have about 179% movement speed in my base Druid passive setup. That's with no procs, nothing. I can get up about to 197, 200-ish with the different procs from Windwalker and the Bear Tartar. And then if we add Hunger of the Pack, we're easily getting into that 230 range. So not as good as it was before with the Legion Legendaries, but still a decent setup that you can get right now in the pre-patch of Shadowlands.
Don't get,
See how fast I did that? Folks, I'm an expert.
Thank you guys all for watching, and please stay tuned for more content.